Hey, bonjour tout le monde. This is Mattie here with Altcoin Buzz on this glorious Sunday, fall, autumn 2018. It is spectacular where I am in the northeast of Canada, in my case, and I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you all out there in the Altcoin Buzz army are listening or watching this video. We're going to look at a few different stories today. We're looking at Litecoin's birthday anniversary. It's just turned 7 years old, so we'll take a look at a little bit of that. Not too much news to speak of per se, but we'll take a look at some things that have been said about its birthday. We'll take a look at former Trump aide Gary Cohn, who's all of a sudden getting into blockchain. He's very gung-ho, so it's a very, very pronounced career move, kind of unexpected. But let's begin, as always, on altcoinbuzz.io with this piece of, I guess you could call it FUD, that we are going to combat. You have been taken on a crappy asset pump and dump ride, says an economist. Okay, if that didn't give away his position more or less, then brace yourself, because we have some negativity ahead. But like I said, we're going to refute it. So Nouriel Roubini, one of the few economists who predicted the 2008 financial crisis, wants to make sure that the crypto community understands that it is a worthless lot who have been taken on a pump and dump ride by charlatans and swindlers. Wow, I wonder what his opinion is. Do you think he has a side one way or another that he's taking? So speaking in front of U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Community Affairs, Roubini explicitly said that, quote, crypto is the mother or father of all scams and bubbles. Well, if he's standing in front of the Committee on Banking, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some backdoor dealings that are shaping his opinions. Not saying that is the case, just speculating. You never know. So Roubini, whom Bloomberg has depicted as, quote, a self-described expert on international financial markets, asset and credit bubbles and their bust, told the exact instance when he started to doubt crypto. Apparently in the fall of 2017, everyone approached him to ask whether they should buy into crypto, and one particular group stood out most. Quote, folks with zero financial literacy, individuals who could not tell the difference between stocks and bonds. Apparently that was an ominous sign. So I think, there's room for nuance here in this argument, because on the one hand, if he's saying, hey, there was this bubble of hysteria and enthusiasm that was unwarranted in the fall and leading up to the winter of 2017-18, yeah, I mean, that part of it is hard to disagree with, but I don't think that you can necessarily logistically throw the baby out with the bathwater. That doesn't mean that any of the underlying tech or any of this that doesn't mean that there's zero value to the space on a whole. There certainly is. Both can coexist, right? You can still have a valuable new industry, a new technology, a revolution that's taking root, and you can have hysteria and enthusiasm that led to a financial mini bubble of sorts in the crypto market in the fall of 2017, the winter of 2018. Both can exist. So Roubini described the crypto market as a roller coaster in which, quote, scammers, swindlers, criminals, charlatans, insider whales, and carnival barkers, all conflicted insiders, took amateurs on a pump and dump ride. Again, I think there is room to agree there, because this space unfortunately has been marked and marred by people that have taken advantage of those that were less informed, of those that maybe didn't really have any business being investors. So yeah, this has been the Wild West. And in any such situation where you have that Wild West landscape in an emerging industry, unfortunately, the unscrupulous individuals are going to be drawn to that, just, in a gravitational sense almost, to take advantage of those people that don't know any better. Roubini apparently made sure to use a most colorful language to make his point, characterizing crypto as, quote, scammy, crappy assets at the peak that then went into a bust and crashed. No financial bubble stands even close to this one, he claims. I don't know how you could possibly quantify that. We've had many, many crashes that have been much larger and more significant in terms of total value lost, whether it's a stock crash, whether it's a bond crash, whether it's a technology crash, reminiscent of the dot-com bubble, his words are. I mean, I don't know about you, but my rebuttal that I'm kind of crafting here as I read through this article is kind of stemming organically from this sense that, yeah, of course it's been turbulent. Nobody's contesting the fact that it's been turbulent, that we've come off of our highs by probably about 75-80% at this point. But, if you're in it for the long term, what is the future of money going to look like in 10 years, in 100 years, in hundreds or thousands of years? Are we going to have paper currency with nice, pretty printed colors being exchanged? Or are we going to have something that is based on technology and mathematics? So If you're, of the same opinion that I am, in the long run, I think this is going to be a blip on the radar. Rubini is saying that it's been turbulent, it's been marked and characterized by scammers. Yeah, to a certain extent, these are growing pains in an industry that is not even half a trillion dollars at this point. We've got lots of room to grow. So you can read more about some of his nasty quotes. Alicia does a great job here of laying out examples of just how much he seems to detest the industry. It's almost personal, right? It's almost like, I don't know, like if he feels like he missed the boat or something, and now he's got to, he's got to validate his lack of investment, or I don't know, like what is this personal kind of vibe that I'm picking up off of these comments? He's just so venomous about them. But as Alicia points out, Rubini made sure that, yes, he had his nasty things to say, but not everybody at the Senate agreed with his point of view. Peter Van Valkenburg, director of research at Washington-based lobbying group Coin Center, opposed The Economist and said that the 1972 version of email was also far from perfect. Exactly. What a perfect analogy. 1972 email had its bugs. Surprise, surprise. And so does blockchain at the moment. He then added that, quote, the mere fact that it works without trusted intermediaries is amazing. It's a computer science breakthrough. It will be as significant for freedom, prosperity, and human flourishing as the birth of the internet. I love the fact that Alicia kind of concluded the article on that point. I could not agree more. So again, it's not that I think Rubini is wrong necessarily. He's saying that there have been pump and dumps, there have been scammers, it hasn't been an ideal space. Absolutely, you're correct. That doesn't mean that it's going to die. That doesn't mean the technology isn't valid. Let us know what you think about those comments, about some of the comments I've made in our comment section just below. Rubini isn't a dumb guy by any means. He's a very intelligent man, but I think he's being a little myopic here in his arguments. Either way, I would love to hear your perspective on the issue. In just quick light news, light, pun intended, we have the 7th birthday that we're celebrating of Litecoin. So this from Altcoin Buzz's Instagram. Gold and silver will always be shinier than red and green. Absolutely. Happy birthday, Litecoin. For those of you that are maybe new to the space, you're maybe not familiar with the colloquialisms here. The idea of Litecoin is that it was always going to be the silver to Bitcoin's gold, right? It's always going to be its backup, its support. A lot of Dragon Ball Z references there. I don't know if is this Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. I'm not quite sure. But there you have it. So happy birthday to Litecoin. Do be sure you're following Charlie Lee on Twitter. He's a fun guy. Of course, he's the father. He's the architect of Litecoin. There's some exciting news about Litecoin, which is now available on Gemini Exchange. You can read about that on Medium. There's some mentions here, some retweets about the Litecoin Foundation, for example, wishing a happy birthday to Litecoin. Of course, it's been in the news, so happy 7th anniversary to Litecoin. It has seen better days, no doubt about that. Looking at the charts over here on CoinGecko.com, it's sitting actually at just below $54. So there's no doubt about it. It has been higher. If you are a holder of Litecoin, if you're a bag holder of Litecoin, as I am, let us know what you think about its future. I've said in the past that in this space, I don't think we need thousands of projects, coins, and tokens. I think a few solid projects are going to stand the test of time. Some of them specifically are going to be the cream that rises to the top. And I think, this is just my opinion, not financial advice, but I think that Litecoin is one of those projects. So happy 7th anniversary. In other news, let's switch gears here to another article by Alicia. Former Trump aide joins a blockchain startup. So in a total career 180, former Trump aide Gary Cohn has decided to make a significant career change. Today, he officially joined a data sharing blockchain startup, Spring Labs, committed to, quote, a more transparent, secure, and efficient delivery of financial systems. In an interview with Financial Times, Cohn noted that this was a, quote, unique opportunity and an obvious place to take a very, very analog industry and digitize. And this is funny because we reported on the fact that back in April, he had some ambivalent views. So he told CNBC, for example, that he wasn't a fan of Bitcoin, but, quote, I'm a big believer in blockchain technology. We will have a global cryptocurrency at some point where the world understands it. So maybe Bitcoin, it's not quite his vision, but he's got his own ideas as to where he can take the underlying technology. That seems to be what he's doing here. Spring Labs has issued a separate press release which affirms Cohn's new position. In it, the former White House employee says that, quote, I have been very interested in blockchain technology for a number of years, and Spring Labs is developing a network that could have profound implications for the financial services sector, among others. So they're in the business of swapping credit and identity information between banks and corporations on the blockchain. The company has managed to raise $15 million through seed funding. Its board includes such high-profile figures as Bobby Mehta, former CEO of TransUnion, and chief legal officer at cryptocurrency company Coinbase, Brian Brooks, not too bad. And here Alicia sums up all of the encouraging news about people that are leaving the traditional financial markets, whether from private companies, from investment firms on Wall Street. There's all kinds of examples that point to this exodus from traditional Wall Street finance roles to, this new age, this Wild West, like we talked about, frontier that is cryptocurrency. So is this just more of something that's going to line his pockets? Is this a profitable, like a lucrative move for Gary Cohn? Or do you guys think that he's sincere, that he's really looking to shake up this space, this financial space in the future? Let us know with your comments below. You can also read about our former publication here, also by Alicia from back in May of 2018, former Trump aide talking about Gary Cohn. Quote, "I believe there will be a global cryptocurrency." You can read more about his views in general about blockchain technology. And with that, we're just going to close out here by reminding you to check out our coingecko.com giveaway. You have until October 19th, so a few more days to enter. Guys, you have 15 ways to enter this competition, and some of those are weighted even more heavily. You can get additional entries. So what are you waiting for? We are going to destroy our total entries. We're going to blast through 30,000 total entries. That was our previous record. We're over 50% of the way there. We're about 50% of the way through this contest. So do be sure to enter. All kinds of great prizes. You can check them out here are going away to 5 lucky winners. Do be sure to give yourself a chance. And with that, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, do be sure you're following us on Twitter, Altcoin Buzz and Altcoin Buzz News. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Telegram. Enjoy this beautiful autumn day. At least I hope it's beautiful wherever you are, whatever corner you live in this world of ours. Check out our last video here on the right, as well as our latest website content. Members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, if you choose to invest, hey, I wish you happy investing. We will see you guys again soon in a new video. Take care. Have a great one.